Hello, guys. This is Jarjam, and I'm here with Julius to bring you the Rewind Gaming's exclusive 1v1 tournament where the winner can get $15 as grand prize. So, Julius, are you looking towards the tournament? What are your favorite players? Just what's up with you, man?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. As we join in for the semi-finals of this tournament, we see Aiko face Sust. Now, Aiko has had made a few appearances here and there, made a few wins, and Sust. I don't know much about him, but this should be an interesting match, don't you think?
Well, it certainly should be an Eichel. Well, Eichel is the first one to join. Zust is here as well, just waiting for him. And I hope he joins soon because Zust will be all alone by his lonesome in this match. There we go. One season grand champion, one month ASL monthly league. But Eichel, haven't checked him this time, and to check for his profile, I need to go out. But last time since I've checked, he has been in the top 50 of 1v1 players in Rocket League. So this man is a threat. There has been a long running joke of him basically being everywhere for these tournaments and winning every single last one of them. Even when he pairs up for 2v2s or 3v3s, his name is usually up there as the winner. But seemingly this is actually giving him a bit of a just run around, and the first goal will be going in favor of Zust.
Well, the first goal, if you say making an appearance, making a top in all the tournaments, but we see the opposite here. Okay, we do have to keep in mind in the first couple of seconds of the game, Eichwolf didn't have a great chance of being able to defend, but then Sust now makes it a 1-0 just 24 seconds into the game. What the sorry. 24 seconds into the game.
That is that. But still, even Eichel has said a couple of times that he has. So some people are still frightening him. Some of the players, and in the first ever 1v1 the Rewind Gaming tournament, he has been telling that some of the guys on the brackets do worry him, and he didn't think that time that he was the best player. Still, I think in the end he won that tournament. But this time Zust is giving some Eichel some trouble. So let's see what will happen. And so far, actually, in a surprising fashion, there only have been 2 kickoffs, but I've seen Eichel being really good with his kickoff. He has a sort of a fast kickoff, and well, he actually misses that chance. He won't have time to return for this one. Whoa, Zust just gave Ike an opportunity, and Ike didn't convert. Well, what is wrong with Ike today?
What is wrong with Ike today? And the reason he missed that chance, he was actually out of boost, and so he couldn't turn around and fit into the goal, which he would have needed that time. But right now, Sust is actually making a goal as I speak. Holy cow, 2-0 already, so early into the game.
Well, Eichwolf, obviously he has one more match. It's the best of 3, so he has not even a match. He basically has 8 more minutes to bring this goal back, or 3 minutes in this case, in this match. But all of a sudden, well, Eichwolf, either he's not feeling himself that well today, or Zust just that much better. 3 goals now. Well, I think we might see a different champion this time.
We may see a different champion, or this might be a strategy. I call strategy. They're playing behind and then just hitting one goal after another in the last minute of the game when Sust is already a bit of exhausted here. But 3-0, like in this short amount of time, this game is moving fast. And actually, as I say that, Eichel does score another goal. So, you know, as you said, we may see a different champion, but this is Rocket League. Anything can happen in very short amounts of time, as we have already seen here.
I'm just really surprised that Eichel is actually losing, down by 3 goals, and there, finally, we see that quick kick out. There we go, he's waiting for it. We have enough time, he will. Well, perhaps you were right, he was taking his time, but if it were me, I would really be, if I had the chance, if I had the skills to bang in as many as I wanted, then I would have banged them right at the start of the match. I wouldn't wait for anything.
You wouldn't wait for anything. I wouldn't wait for anything. But Eichel was using that corner to his advantage, hitting it over in that angle. But right now we see the ball going over to the orange side of the field, and he does barely miss that goal.
Well, these guys are just making some smallest and closest placed ever. They was stuck around that ball for a couple of seconds right there, but Eichel still in the end brings us up to a tied game, and now finally he is looking like his old self. Uh,
He is looking at like his old self, but these are 1v1s. These move quickly, and these move fast. 2 minutes 45, so just over half done, and we've already seen 6 goals in this game. So this surely will be one series where you really want to be looking for goals and actions.
what?
As I
Just-
said, us.
Just look at it. Just look at this dribbling maniac. Over Eichel pushes him out of the way. Boy, oh boy. Well, when we last time when we were doing the 1v1s, again, the very first ones in which I participated, we had some really high scoring matches. I think we had over 10 goals easily. I think the record
Well,
was
that's-
12 or 14, perhaps if people who were there could correct me, but some really high scoring matches. And this one, yep, this one's certainly one of these.
Maybe won't be one of these, and actually, it will probably will be. This makes the 8th goal in the game. Eichel hitting the 4v4. But as I said, these are 1v1s. These move fast. Lots of action, lots of, and apparently not so much time. So 8 goals in this game already. 4 is a tied game with just about over 2 minutes left.
We'll see what these 2 minutes will bring us. As still, Zust is looking quite strong. So will he bring anything? He is actually playing with quite high ping. 100 obviously could be worse than that 100. But still, he is playing quite well. The reaction time is there still on point, and those saves he is making are just absolutely magical. He has been keeping his goal safe for a long, long period of time. Let's see whether he will be stronger in this one, or will the Eichel take the upper hand? So far in the corner, Zust was waiting for his opponent to do something. Instead, he brings the ball forward. But plenty of time. No, actually no time to get into the net. And Zust is bringing himself back into the lead.
He does bring himself back to the lead, and we also, if we take a look at the statistics here, we see Zust has already made 3 saves, right, versus 1 save from Eichel. Now, that does speak for the defensive of Zust. However, that does not match up with the match scores here for in favor of Zust. Actually, it does. Never mind. I'm mixing it myself up. That it's already now 6-4. So in just about 16 seconds, the next goal. So these goals happen really, really fast. So right now we have 64, and but if you look at the statistics, Eichel has made 9 shots and 8 shots with Zust, and 3 saves, as I already mentioned, versus 1 save in Eichel. So lots of action and not so much time.
Well, they are using every single bit of time that they have. But I think the amount of saves that Dust has placed or just made is just shows that the fact that Eichel makes quite a lot of these attacks, but these are not just the runaways, as he just basically his opponent overextends. No, instead he just makes a lot of attacks just on the goal where someone is in there. Just as I say that Eichel obviously scores on an empty net, but still, I think this is shows that Eichel was bringing the ball to Zust quite a lot of times, and I think from these attacks, Zust have been able to start some counterattacks of his own.
Yes, some counter-attacks of his own, and not only that, but Zust, and now you know, we talk about Eichel being the champ. He has 23 seconds left to make 1 more goal, and as I say that, he makes said goal with a 6-6. So we have 20 seconds left. So how many goals do you think we will see in these last seconds? That's still only one. So goals happen quite fast.
I would bet 2 goals. And the last one was also quite a beaut. Eichel was waiting for quite a long time, and Zust was, I think, waiting for 1 fake. Instead, Eichel has gotten him on completely another one and has scored in the end. 2 goals actually do look quite unlikely right now. It seems like Eichwolf is just bringing the ball, keeping the ball away from Zus, just to bring it into overtime. Or will he actually? If he brings it, no, he can't. He can't hold it just high enough. And
as we go into overtime.
yes, we do indeed start the overtime. So 1 goal will decide right now. Zaz goes for the corner boost and tries to meet Eichwolf in the center. Ike was waiting for that. Ike was waiting for Zuz to just go straight in. All barrels firing at that ball. But no, Zuz, as a smart man, he just stops the play just enough. And Ike actually had a bit of mishap on his own. Perhaps let the ball just a tad too far away. No chance for Zust, but that was an opportunity. And now Ike is faster. Ike is so much faster. He does loop-de-loop, goes back around to the ball, and Zust just says, "Bring it on to me. Will you out-dribble me?" I think the answer is no. This time it doesn't happen. And well, before that, the goals were coming every 20 seconds or so. This time it seems that these guys have already played for 50 seconds and nothing has come out just yet. But with every single time, I think with every single second passing, these guys are starting to play more and more riskier. That won that single goal. So we will either see a really big defensive mistake or overextension of some sorts, or perhaps we'll see some show of skill from these guys, because these guys know what they're doing.
Yes, they do. And if you imagine, the tensions are high, and Echo actually wins this first round of the first semi-final. As I was gonna say, the tensions are high this semi-final already of this tournament. So, so Echo wins this first round. We will be as we wait for the second round to start. What do you think? Will Sus make a comeback in the second round, or what is your tip on the outcome of the second round?
I think it's quite likely. We've seen Zus quite strong in this match. He started with 3 goals, a respectable lead. Unfortunately, he lost that one, got in it again, then lost it again. And in the end, Eichwolf does score with that backwards goal. I'm not exactly. I think it was more sportsmanship rather than BM in the chat at the end there when Eichwolf said sorry. I think he meant like, sorry I scored on you going backwards slowly. Because these guys sort of, well, they are professionals in quite a big sense. Obviously, I doubt any of them are currently earning money with Rocket League. Although, then again, they're currently playing in a tournament for which the grand prize obviously is $15. And Eichwolf, I'm not sure if Eichwolf has his own Wikipedia page on the esports wikis or the Team Liquid, but I think if he did, I think we would see quite high numbers, a couple of $100 surely from the winnings from these tournaments. So let's actually jump into spectate. Yeah. The match won't start with us being in spectators. Or actually, it will start, but we won't see any action whatsoever.
Yeah, that's might be a good idea to join as a spectator if you're casting. Right now, we'll go right off into the kickoff of this second round of the first semi-final of this 1v1 exclusive tournament from Rewind Gaming.
See how it starts. Just obviously not getting any goals from the beginning just yet. It's Eichwolf with the dribbles, but I would have to say a tad too slow. He actually outplays this. Just the angle wasn't the right one for him. Eich won't be getting to the ball, but I think nope, he won't be even getting to the corner boost. But he has actually plenty of boost for him. Let's see. Will he start an attack? No, Zeus will be there and actually fires it over. Eichwolf has scored his first goal of the game. Another opener for Zust.
Another opener for Zust. That's now. There are 2 seconds. There are 2 options to go here. Either Zust goes similar to the first round, where he makes the opener, makes a couple of goals, but then Eichwolf hits him back, or he will just convert these into more strategic goals and just go ahead and uses the corners and uses the walls to his advantage in order to score even higher, not leaving a chance for Eichwolf. But that being said, the ball possession, the ball possession was just taken off by Zust, and Zust actually scores. I couldn't even finish my sentence there.
Well, yes, it's 1v1s for you, but just look in what fashion he scores. He doesn't touch the ball here. He just stops Eichwolf from trying to there, and actually, surprisingly enough, Eichwolf has, I think, chosen a really weird angle to go to the ball. But, well, I guess that's Eichel. I can't possibly judge Eichel's choices just as soon as he just scores the ball immediately after kickoff. He only needed, what, 12 seconds to score this one? And from a position from which you don't really usually score. Yes, I think it was just Zuz going for that boost. He wanted that boost, but he cost him goal.
That was just a typical Eichwolf goal. We see this again in many of his tournaments, whether it's Mind Games, Mythical Esports, or Rewind Gaming. We just see many of his goals coming from that side or coming from these type of positions where no one else but Eichwolf can make it. But I was going to go back to this using the objects to your advantage there. The first goal that, or in the second goal rather, that Sus made, he used the ground to his advantage where he didn't touch the ball. And actually, he does. Eichwolf makes a demo in order to prevent Sus from going to the ball, doesn't he?
Yeah, and what surprised me even more, but again, I've mentioned the sportsmanship just a minute. Zust was almost going for that boost. I think he was expecting Eiffel to grab his, but I think that again that was a show of sportsmanship. Immediately when Eichel has demolished Zust, obviously Zust couldn't go to for an attack. He still concedes in the end, and perhaps in fashion he didn't really expect a long shot in 1v1s. That's yes, Zust actually gives him a bump. But just to finish my thought, when Eichel has demolished Zust, he has stopped his attack, but then he immediately himself stopped. He didn't want to score on an empty net, and that I think speaks volumes about Eichel and his sportsmanship.
Yes, indeed. And then that long goal for the ESL Monthly Elite is very, actually not that unusual coming from Eichel, but in general seeing it. Long goals, especially 1v1s, are shots that either go in or they miss the target completely. And in his case, he knows exactly what he's doing, bringing that game to a tie.
Oh boy, and that was just for a second right there. It looked quite an amazing move on the attack. But this game, again, slows down. This time, I don't think we'll see such a high-scoring game. We are already more than halfway into the match, and only 2 goals. This time, these guys have stopped scoring left and right. But who knows? At any second, I think a flurry of goals may come. And since they are constantly trying to reply to each other's goals, Zust. And actually, Eichel, surprisingly enough, doesn't punish him. Steals the ball in the end. On 0 boost, just will be passing it to the center. Perhaps waiting for Zust to make a mistake.
That was almost a mistake on Eichel's part there. Practically just making a pass to the center, forgetting that he doesn't actually have a teammate there to make his final goal. But right now, Justin and Eichel are kind of battling, going back and forward. So, as you say, goals can't happen fast. These are 1v1s. They can happen fast at any second, and there can also be breaks. But yeah, we might have almost seen a goal there from Sus.
And just like that, the play continues in its old fashion, with them just passing the ball back and forth in between themselves. But it's Zuz who needs to make that first move, since he is down in the series. He needs to bring it down to a tight game. Still needs to win this one and the next one to be able to play in the grand finals. And some good opponents will be waiting for him there. McLovin and Tipsy will be playing the next semifinal, which I think we will be showing as well. So a lot of 1v1 action is still coming through. Just on the fly ball, but can get at that one. Eichel blocks it. And we'll be looking for that ball as well. Saves that one. Some of these, some of these easier bounces are some of the hardest one, at least for me. Zust in the end finds the ball just from his own half. There we go. A bounce. Ooh, yeah, just a question of speed. Eichel stops defeated. He knows that he can't reach that one.
He knows he can't reach it. He's reached that one, and Zust. Again, as I say, a typical Eichel shot. That one was a typical Eichel goal, but coming from Sus for it this time, converting something from the middle line. From midline right into the goal, and as I say that, actually they score another goal. But to finish my thought there, it's really unusual to see goals from a midline unusual. But in 1v1s, you see them constantly. But right now, we have a tied game with Eichel being able to catch up there. But we only have about just less than 30 seconds left to break that tie. If Sust breaks this, he will advance into the final. But if he doesn't, we will see another version. We will see another round. In which case, things get really interesting as tensions rise and the timer hits 8 seconds.
Well, Eiffel just for a second was there, and he actually stops. We get the ball. He will get the flip over himself, but in the end collides with Zust, and we have a second overtime in the series. Oh boy, I'm getting flashbacks to that one Rewind Gaming tournament, the grand finals. What was it? 4 overtimes? The time was running late. Everyone was tired at that point. But we are only in the semis, and Eichwolf, well, he doesn't get anything with this attack. Gets Zust on that demolition. See, again, oh, actually this time, who actually puts it almost on the crossbar, hits it off, and doesn't score. I was about to say, will he wait for Zust to respawn again? Well, he waited and then just immediately put the shot on the net, but he actually misses. So this time, waiting for it didn't really help him. Or perhaps he had all the time in the world and still couldn't make the chance, and Zust bring it to game number 3. Quick response for him, straight from the wall, in the net, beautiful.
Yes, definitely. And so, Eichwolf mentioning there, I love how I can score in open nets, but Zust brings this round, the semi-final, into a game 3. Now things get really interesting. The tensions rise as we have one more game to go before a decision is made as to who is advancing to the final of this exclusive 1v1 tournament.
Well, let's see who that will be. All the players are ready. We're just waiting for everyone else. That is a quick reminder for everyone else to press their ready buttons. There we go. And as we go back to our beautiful Manfield Night tournament, I'm just being bossy. The one time that I got to stream a tournament, the one thing I really liked about being a streamer is the fact that I could tell everyone to get out of the caster's room. Just let people cast in peace. So yeah.
Anyways,
but getting back to the game indeed. Well, Zust is getting his status once more. Goes for an aerial play. Backfoot will be there on the wall. Actually hits the ball into the post in his own net. And Zust will be able to save this one. Ooh, actually, I think Eichwolf made a slight mistake here. I think he should have stayed with the ball just really close to it and put it in the goal after Zust has sort of sloppily crushed it, but stopped it rather. Instead, he just starts yet another attack with dribbling plays. Sometimes I really wish I could play like Eichwolf.
Yeah, those dribbles look really, really good. However, for some reason, I can't know exactly what mistake he makes there. He doesn't really have the ball fully under control when he does these kind of dribbles forwards, and Zust always comes in and makes defense in these kind of dribbles. So, and right now we see him starting that again, and Zust coming in again as another big surprise there. But you know, it's always difficult. But Eichwolf, we are seeking more action. There we go. As we have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left and no goal yet. What has happened? What does either one of them, I guess, need to do to kind of break this tension?
Well, Zust's favorites are long shots. We've seen yet another one from him. But you're right. After the first match, I think in the first match they just scored all of their goals. Then in the second one they sort of started scoring quite a lot, but then in the end still ended up with quite a comfortable 4-3, if I'm not mistaken. And this time I think they finally started to realize, yeah, we need to ration our goals, because if we score everything in this match, we won't have anything left for the finals. So even if this would be a 1-0, I wouldn't be that surprised. But, well, I'd rather... Well, still, even without the goals, we're seeing some great plays. Something that you guys obviously can learn from, since these guys are really great players. And every single time, I'm actually really surprised that Eichwolf just stops everything. He just throws his controller away and says, yep, I'm scored upon. There's nothing I can do. I'll just grind a halt.
He grinds a hold, but that may be showing sportsmanship instead of being very salty. Now that, my friends, is really true. Holding together, I guess. But Zust makes this 1-0 with just over half of this game left. So we shall see some great place. But if Sus um, was to succeed in this round, he was to Eichwolf would have would be thrown out of this tournament after having a God knows what how long win streak of these actually winning again with Mind Games, Mythical Esports, Rewind Gaming, several others as well. But Eichwolf actually makes that 1v1 1-1 tie there at the 2-minute 15-second mark. Now that goal only took 38. The first one took significantly longer. What was that reason?
Well, I would say that both of them are currently playing really cautiously. They know that this match is the decisive one, but then again, one goal in 1v1s doesn't change much. Now, as if one of the players score a bunch of them, like Eichel doesn't with his second one, then there might be a problem. And this time, Eichel is just putting. If in the previous match, I think in the end, Zuz had more shots, and in the first one, obviously, Eichel completely outshot Zuz. This time, it seems that Zuz can't put anything on the net. And it would be hard for me to say whether it's the some defensive movements that Eichwolf was doing, or for whatever reason, Zust has suddenly lost his speed, lost his everything, and even though he has won the previous match.
Yes, indeed. Now it's interesting, right? Because if Eichwolf were to lose this match, right, he wouldn't. This man, imagine what that would be like, winning like God knows how many tournaments in a row, and then just suddenly in a 1v1, just going thrown out at the semifinals by Sust, who did see a little throwback, I guess, in the first match, but caught himself up in the second match. But then in this match, will we see some plays? No, we won't, as Eichel's defense is goes strongly.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that Eichwolf is familiar with defeat. I'm more than sure that his 1v1 matches sometimes ended one. Actually, while we were doing this, I quickly checked. This isn't the official data. I'll double check afterwards in Rocket League itself. But it seems like Eichwolf has actually dropped quite heavily in the rankings in 1v1s, and he's actually in 90th. Not in top 50 anymore. He's dropped so far. He's now in top 60, top 90 if you wish. And he's in 90th place, so something perhaps has changed, or some stronger contenders just have shown up. And
Or he might
1v1
just
ladder
be...
has a lot more people, some familiar names that you've certainly seen. I think even Scrub Killa is either him or a lot of his fans. You have tons of people in there, tons of names.
Let's get back to the match as Sust actually pulls this game to a tie with 20 seconds left now. I don't know, I can't pull this up right now, but if you have a look at where Sust is in that rank, he's probably below Eichhoff, I would guess, but I guess Eichhoff is just stronger in team plays, 2v2s and 3v3s, but right now Sust pulls us into a tie, so we might not make any assumptions here. So if Eichhoff, as this game has only 7 seconds left, if this game does get into overtime, which it looks like it does. Now Eichhoff might actually, yes, as we go into overtime, Eichhoff has to make a play here. Otherwise, he's out of this, which is quite surprising of any tournament. But again, this is 1v1, so 1v1 always changes up the game a bit.
Well, I've just checked, and Zust, actually, I'm surprised he isn't in the top 500, which I've been checking, but Eichwolf isn't out of this, despite the fact that all these 3 games have been brought to an overtime, which really surprises me. In the end, Eichwolf prevails with a bit of a mistake from Zust, I think, with a 3 clear. Eichwolf is still moving to the grand finals, but he still needs to defeat either McLovin and Tipsy, and I'm pretty sure that Eichwolf has mentioned McLovin specifically as his one man to fear.
Yes, indeed. So we see Eichwolf winning this, which is, which just hits his reputation, which is good. But what's the next game? And I don't know. Are we taking a break here, or what's the situation? Does anyone know? We should probably get that sorted out. But what are the? We'll take that sorted out. What are the next games? What's the next game that we're expecting here?
Well, the next game obviously will be the second semifinal, which is McLovin versus Tipsy. And we'll get to that after a short while. We'll have a short break, so don't go anywhere. These guys, I'm pretty sure, are all ready, and they're waiting for quite a moment right there. So we'll get back to you in a couple of minutes. Stay with us, and we'll be right back. Hello, guys, and welcome back. You are still in the exclusive The Rewind Gaming's 1v1 tournament for the grand prize of 100. Just a touch too much. My bad. $15. Still a sizable chunk of money just for playing a couple of Rocket League games. I'm Jared Jam, joined together with Julius to bring you the second semifinal of the day: McLovin versus Tipsy.
Yes, hello, and welcome back. Sorry for the small technical difficulties that we had to restart our stream, but yes, welcome back, and hope you're having a lovely Thursday evening in Manfield, right here, and so we saw a fearing first semifinal with Eichwolf just being able to make it out there with a game three, with after 3 games. But his opponent we will see here, McLovin versus Tipsy. What are your bets on, or what do you think will happen in this match?
Well, going just by the stats alone, going by the rankings, McLovin is roughly ranked as the same as Eichwolf. He is 97, or at least in the thereabouts, so top 100 for all 1v1 players in the game. So that might be him, but Tipsy he is one of the top ranked players in 1v1s as well. He's at currently roughly around 200 or so. So these guys are all still champions, grand champions. Actually, let me double check who Tipsy really is. In ranked duels, he's champion too. So not grand champion just
And
yet, but he
one
has
v
played a
ones,
lot of
yeah.
it. Yes, in 1v1s, he was grand champion in previous season. He was all star in season 2. so, so don't fret. Those of you who can get a high enough rating in this season, don't fret. If you play enough, you will get those high ranks, those grand champions.
Yeah,
Just believe in yourself.
especially considering how Psyonix they tweaked the matchmaking in season 4 a bit to make it more difficult for players to reach grand finals, as we saw more and more season 3 grand finalists come up right here. So even here in this match as well, but yeah, so don't be afraid, just play, and practice makes perfect, right? So there's that. But right now we're just waiting for the players to join the game. If we could do that, please, that would be great. But whilst that is happening, Jar, what is your opinion on if either one of those would move on to the final? What would be your opinion on the final match? Eichel versus McLivin or Eichel versus Tipsy?
Uh, well, Eichwolf is Eichwolf. Although today he didn't really look his usual self. But again, I did see in the chat that one of the previous tournaments he played, he actually went out and run number one. But I think he was matched against someone roughly his skill. So that was just a premature grand final. This case, well, I haven't seen Tipsy. I have seen McLovin play. So let's see. Well, Tipsy is sporting his season 2 grand champion tag because, yeah, in season. Actually, no, he actually had that. Wait a minute. Season 2 grand champion. Aha, he was grand champion in doubles. So still, this guy knows how to play, and he knows how to execute the Eichwolf kickoffs, but unfortunately he can't score off of them. I think he was surprised himself that he had the chance right there. In the end, McLovin does have enough time to return to that one, but yet another outplay, and Tipsy will be scoring the first goal of the game. So far, the underdogs have been scoring first in these series, and McLovin, just like Eichwolf, doesn't seem undefeatable.
Yes, it doesn't, and Tipsy actually makes that first goal. So we do see some strong points there from the season 2 grand champion. So we'll see what makes it out. And as I mentioned this, actually I hear in the casters lounge some clicking. If that could stop, that would be great. Anyways, that's not really something for the stream. But what is for the stream is that McLovin actually just scored and making this, drawing this game into a tie with a 24 seconds already right after this game started. So we're seeing some classical 1v1 quickfire goals.
And what a goal it was, but just quickly back to the kickoff that just happened, and as McLovin finally scores after that one, he does get to outplay Tipsy. Tipsy did play that face-off quite interestingly enough. He almost, I don't know, outfake himself. McLovin had almost a straight shot just straight down the middle. But the first gun from McLovin was an aerial shot. You rarely see those in 1v1s unless your opponent wants to just show up in some freestyle. But in the end, the second one was a working man's goal. Let's see how Tipsy will respond to that.
He will respond with an almost goal, being defended by McLovin there. But now, McLovin having a lead here after only about 1 minute into the game. So, as I said, classical 1v1 style quickfire goals. As McLovin actually shot another goal after 31 seconds. So, McLovin coming in from the side, from a position that's kind of unusual, but not really. So it's interesting. But right now, McLovin being ahead with 2 goals and just below 4 minutes left of the game. So.
And on the last one, well, Tipsy, will he score? No, he won. McLovin is solid and steady in the net. But that last one, that was just off a mistake by Tipsy. He missed the ball on the wall and just drove too far away to get anything from that. Let's see if he will be able to outplay McLovin. So far, this is one of the... Well, I think this repeats the previous biggest goal lead of 2 goals. But still, in the previous series, we've seen really close matches. So guys exchanging goals back and forth, not bringing this higher than 2-goal deficit. This time, McLovin brings it to a 3-goal deficit. 4 goals already in series. Well, he is looking stronger than Tips at the moment, that's for sure.
That's for sure, and he's really pushing it. Like, as we saw, making a lot of goals counts in 1v1s, and that was quite a fast kickoff right there. But going back to that, a lot of goals, and McLovin actually almost makes another goal. So we see lots of pressure coming in from McLovin, lots and lots of pressure. And McLovin actually writes in that chat, my bad for what? Making another goal. So that's already 5-1 in this classical 1v1 style game. So it's what can we say? It's a classical 1v1. That's for sure. That's what I can say.
Well, I wouldn't want to get any of the players sort of get disenchanted by the 1v1 scene. You don't always lose by 6-1 at the middle of the game. Sometimes it's better, sometimes you win as well. It's just that McLovin is putting on quite a show. Tipsy, with a great chance to save right there, and in the end just flops on his back, says, I give up. I don't want to do this anymore. Actually, McLovin today had one opponent quit on him. Obviously, you guys, you better not do that. Show some sportsmanship, show some respect to the guy you're playing against, even though if your opponent is winning by 3 goals, that doesn't really mean much.
Even if the opponent is crushing you with like 8-1 or 8-2 or something like that, please do show fair sportsmanship. As McLovin saying this, destroying with 8-1, we see it 7-1 here. So this is very classical, very, very classical. And Tipsy, we're not seeing much action anymore from Tipsy after having that 1 goal.
Well, you asked the question, what do I think about the grand finals of Eikhof versus either one of these? I think if Tipsy would have gone into Eikhof would have completely eaten him. But now, with McLovin being his next opponent, well, I do think this will be one heck of a grand final series. And we'll be actually seeing more matches since grand finals are best of 5. So we'll see at least 3 games. And something tells me that grand finals won't be decided in just 3 matches. I really, really doubt it. Both Eikhof and McLovin will be doing everything and in their strength to bring it to... Well, at least they will fight. They will fight certainly until the end. Tipsy, well, I think he should either forget this match or suddenly find some strength in him and him looking to be able to get this one. Yes, he had his third save, but actually McLovin is already on 4 with just 5 shots from Tipsy actually. So every single shot bar 1 was saved by McLovin. So this shows that these guys perhaps not as evenly matched.
Perhaps not. I think, but the part of that may be blamed to everyone gaming on their seating, not pointing any fingers here. But anyways, as I say that, actually, and you talk about Tipsy maybe forgetting this name, forgetting this game, he makes a goal there, 2-8. So 6 more goals to go. Tipsy, and, you shall be back. But we have 1 minute and 40 seconds left. So Tipsy, if you do want to make those goals, make them fast.
Yeah, well, we've seen a usual 15, 12 seconds for each goal in that first absolute blast of the game between Eichwolf and Spawn Zust. So, boy, oh boy, he needs to now. At this point, obviously, he will need to double that rate, really, to bring himself to a tie. 8-2, I would say not relevant. This just shows that the opponents were not exactly up par to each other, or at least Tipsy wasn't up par for McLovin. Tipsy actually decides not to bring it into the closest corner, instead goes for the farthest, with McLovin actually, I think, having the slightest of chances. He just needed to be a tad faster, just even half a second faster on that move, and he perhaps would have gotten it. But instead, Tipsy gets the third goal of the game. Still, I think, I don't know how you think about this, but I think those couple of goals, obviously, getting scored upon breaks everything. But I think even scoring a couple of those goals gives you even a slightest bit of confidence for the next match.
I was about to say that, a slightest bit of confidence, and might just boost you that much, that a little bit more in order to improve upon your strategy maybe, or to just know that you haven't lost completely, right? So it's always that self-confidence and knowing that you're able to score against a partner that is very high ranked and very high scoring as well, with a right now with a 6 goal distance here, deficit here. If my math was correct.
Make that one more.
Make them one more, so 7 goal deficit. Never mind then. So
Yeah.
33 seconds for 7 goals. Now, very highly unlikely, but we surely might see some goals coming from Tipsy.
Well, let's just say that for the whole game, Tipsy has only had 7 shots. So suddenly, in 30 seconds, to put the same amount of shots and actually getting through McLovin, who's still actually just sitting on those 4 saves, but twice the amounts of shot that Tipsy has. I think just like Tipsy, we need to start thinking about the next game already. And Tipsy will, again, in the first game of the previous series, we've seen a ton of goals. Then it sort of slowed down. So Tipsy, perhaps just playing more careful will actually help him. And this one, McLovin, will he be able to get a save? He actually saves the ball. Or will he score in the end? He almost decides against that one. He was waiting just for the last possible moment.
What was
0
that?
seconds.
Yeah, 0 seconds. Pulling it out there. Pushing it to the last second. And the Tipsy not even bothering to make a move. As this goes into the second round with McLovin securing the first win there.
Oh, the force of nature he is, that McLovin. Actually, surprisingly enough, he hasn't started playing Rocket League, it seems, right until the season 3, or at least his first ranks are in season 3. And the mismatch. Currently, I'm looking at the stats of both McLovin and his opponent Tipsy, and just the fact that in this season, this season alone, McLovin has already played twice as many games as Tipsy in once. And in the previous season, McLovin actually has more than 1,000 games in ranked duels, almost 1,500 games in ranked doubles, and let's just say almost 2,000 games in ranked standards, so 3v3s. And in all of these modes in previous season, he was grand champ.
That's astounding when you look at the numbers, and that's certainly proven itself on the field here as the ball goes into the middle line, and the first goal goes to Tipsy. Tipsy making a strong kickoff there and a strong comeback.
Well, and again, an opener in this match for Tipsy. But as you've seen in the previous game, this didn't help him one bit. Obviously, he gives him some momentum to go off but I don't think McLovin will be giving anything away. Not an inch to Tipsy. With all this experience that he has, this man is just crazy. So it's no wonder that Eichel actually fears him. He is someone to be feared of. Actually, let's just quickly go back to... No, not Zust. And even though Zust has played quite well and almost brought Eichel to a defeat, let's actually check out the very esteemed Eichel as well. Let's see how many games he has. As yet another attack by Tipsy. This time, actually, I'm really surprised that McLovin is giving Tipsy that much space. Or perhaps just waiting for his mistakes. And maybe Tipsy finally has realized that, yeah, quite a lot of these goals that have been scored upon, those were my mistakes.
Now in the first goal, in the first round of this second semi-final, the first couple of goals happened within the first minute. So it's always kind of confusing here. But as we see, and we saw in the first semi-final as well, lots of goals in the second round, medium goals lots of goals in the first round, medium goals in the second round, not so many goals in the third round. But as I say that, McLovin actually pulls this game to a tie, 3-1, with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left of the game.
Well, McLovin is still in this game. He will, yeah, perhaps this is the case of score how many you can, and I will score how many I want. But so far, he's only up to 1. And Tipsy, perhaps, yep, still in the attack. But still taking risks at this point. I think he has tried to go for quite some risky plays, but in the end, that has bit him in proverbial end. And McLovin just scores from midfield. Because why not? Because he knows that he has outplayed Tipsy.
Now that was essentially a very risky play there. Had McLovin not had one bit of the strength that he had, so missing that ball by just one bit, that would essentially not have been much more than a pass there. But it was a goal essentially with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left of the game. He did go into the lead, and actually, as I say that, Tipsy pulled this game into the tie.
Unfortunately, we won't see the previous goal on the replay because it looked really strange from the angle I was watching. Tipsy was first in the ball, then all of a sudden McLovin gets to it. I don't know if it hits Tipsy again and just straight into the net. This time, Tipsy does get a response, gets the second goal of the game. In the previous game, he had 3, so he has already almost there with his previous game record, and he is again looking much more stronger. We've seen the previous series being brought to game number 3 after Zust has won game number 2. So let's see, perhaps even overtime is in the book because both of these opponents suddenly has started, sort of got accustomed to each other. McLovin didn't need any time. McLovin just started scoring almost from get-go, and now it's Tipsy. I think it's the first time after getting the first goals of the game in each game, obviously, this is the first time he actually gets the lead in a game in the midst of a game.
Well, this time we see Tipsy going into lead here, which is unusual, right? In the first round, we saw McLovin. It was Tipsy in the McLovin goal after McLovin goal after McLovin goal. The chat in our Discord, which you can find somewhere as well. We can see Eichel is already preparing himself for McLovin's game there. But as I say that, actually, Tipsy makes another goal. So we may actually see McLovin and Tipsy turning this game around and pulling this into a game number 3. So we shall see. But McLovin actually makes a third shot. Tipsy still being in lead, but McLovin surely catching up.
You are quite right. It's just for a moment I was thinking maybe these guys just want to stay on the stream just a tad longer to show their face, to show their skills. But McLovin wins yet another face-off. This is one of those Eichwolf ones, but the bounce is just a tad too high, so he can't get the control of it. Tipsy gets baited out. I'm not even sure what happened there. Tipsy had absolutely no business in jumping for that one.
Well, Tipsy was trying to go there before that, but essentially he just went over, leaving an open net for McLovin to score in from the center.
Well, sometimes, McLaren actually faking him out right there, stops just short of that kickoff, just waits for the bounce to go his way. Instead, he gets scored upon. So Tipsy up to 5 goals. He is suddenly back into the series. And with quite a banks, McLaren needs to beware, unless, as you said in this series number 1, that he's just the opponent is just waiting to score as much as he wants in the end as a trick play, as some mind games. Well, McLaren needs to start worrying.
Well, we see these players going head to head, but Tipsy now being 2 goals ahead. So the head to head, 1 goal after another in the classic 1v1 style is kind of not really unusual. But Tipsy certainly coming back into the competition, as you said. But the game goes over into the orange half one this time. Tipsy catching up, but McLaren being there right before.
Well, Tipsy goes quite a lot for these jumps, and in the end, he finds himself in quite unfavorable positions. And a couple of times, that was the reason he was scored upon. Let's see if we can get back into the net. McLaren with the dribble can get it past Tipsy off the backboard, and still in front of the net. McLaren puts it off the backboard. Tipsy with a backflip, but McLaren should be getting the control of that one. Actually, is far off the mark. See, on the wall, both of them miss. McLaren, I think, was waiting for the ball to go towards him rather. Tipsy. Yes, I think these plays will be the problem for him. Again, he is going quite a lot through these aerials, and then he is getting out of position. He misses those. He is out of boost, and then in the end, he is just out of the game so far. And the last couple of these plays, this didn't affect him that much. But I think in the end, as a decider for the series, I think that could be his biggest problem.
We have 40 seconds left, so will we see this going? We have 40 seconds left. 36 as McLaren makes that goal there. But before I go into that, do you think this will go into a game 3? Yes or no?
Yes, if you're putting this simply, yes, because I just want to see these guys play a little bit more. Especially since after the first game, Tipsy has suddenly shown up. McLaren will be bringing this to a tie. This is one of these quick kickoffs, obviously, that go your way so well. All you need to do is just go back to the center and just give it a little love tap.
Only 10 seconds. Only 10 seconds before the other goal that we haven't talked about, which actually took a bit longer, which took about a minute and 20. But this one, quick kickoff goal, hitting off the wall, using that wall to your advantage and quickly getting it over right into the goal. So
not into the net.
So that was actually quite a close play there but right now we see the ball going over into the orange half, and actually McLaren takes the lead. So we might as well never talk about Game 3 again. That's the issue here. 16 seconds. Again, the players are going head to head here.
Well, I still have my hopes. But 10 seconds for that fast kickoff goal, I swear it felt like it was quicker. But this time McLaren does not only bring it to a tie, he actually gets into the lead. Tipsy, well, you have 10 seconds to make this. 9, you are on the attack. He at least has a chance. At least he is in control of the ball. The bounce goes unfavorably to him, and McLaren will be putting the final one in the net. 8-6. As close as it looked in the end, Tipsy does end up getting defeated. With McLaren, well, something did happen with him in match 2, just like with Eichhoff and his opponent Zust. So in the grand finals, one of them will need to start losing in the match number 2. If both of them start losing, that will be quite a show.
Now this will definitely this will certainly be a grand final that we can look forward to. A McLaren versus Eichhoff. Now this is very now this was an action-packed game indeed. The 8-6 was only like I gotta give props to Tipsy here. Okay, the first round not so good. The second round really good, going head to head here against McLaren. But McLaren that did win that with 2 goals ahead, with 2 shots more, which did give him that head count there. But this definitely shows how much Rocket League 1v1s can change, how they can change it really quickly within the second round. So McLaren versus Eichhoff, We will see, we will be back, I assume.
Certainly, we'll be back with the grand final of Eichwolf. Will be awaiting his opponent McLovin, and of the 1v1 play will make it to in the grand finals to get that grand prize. So give us a couple of minutes to set up that final match. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So this is it, the grand finals. We are back. That's the Rewind Gaming's exclusive 1v1's $15 prize for the winner, and we will be deciding who will take this grand prize. Eichwolf, who we see, or McLovin, who we've also seen. Both of them still, they have won against their respective opponents, but I think they're inseparable. Julius, what are your thoughts about these players?
We've seen strong plays from both sides. Eichwolf being an ESL monthly elite, and McLovin just destroying his opponent in his semi-final there. So this shall be an interesting game. And as I say that, we actually already see the first goal there, from Eichel's side, coming in, dribbling, doing his triple,
Triple?
dribbling. Yes, that, and a forward roll, not even moving from the spot there, and hitting it right into the goal. So 1-0 with only 17 seconds right into the game.
Well, that's a start, and I'm actually interested in seeing their kickoff strategies because we've seen both McLovin and Eichwolf go for these quick ones, the ones which they win so decisively that all they need to do is just stay in front of the goal and put it in. Instead, Eichwolf is making a strong showing this one. Last time when he was playing, obviously he has conceded the first goal in the series. This time, actually, I think the first goal in the game number 2 as well. So this time he is staying strong and putting McLovin on the back foot and starting, well, 30 seconds, only 2 goals in, and McLovin needs to hurry up.
McLevin does need to hurry up, and Eichwolf, Eichwolf, now this is a best of 5, so we shall see some more games, and Eichwolf actually makes the third goal already after 14 seconds, but so if Eichwolf were to lose this, he still have some other matches, but if we look at the stats here, Eichwolf has not lost a tournament in quite a while, so this shall be interesting. Also, if we look at the player view, perspective, especially from Eichwolf, we see some quick moves, quick camera changes, and quick dribbles on the ball as well. But yes, 14 seconds with that third goal, so 4 minutes, and we already see the next goal from McLovin.
I do apologize. You were talking about player camming the Eichwolf. I switched to him, and he immediately whiffed that one and got scored upon. But still, I'm really hoping that our lovely broadcaster, Bucketman, is showing some of these. I'm pretty sure he is showing some of these player cams, because this is a prime opportunity to learn about how you can do well in 1v1s. And McLovin is just, again, putting on a show. He's back with one more goal remaining, but he is almost back into this one.
Sorry, I dropped out there, yes.
Yeah, you are there. All right, so what are your thoughts? McLovin, he is suddenly back into this one.
He is suddenly back into this one, catching up 2-3 here. But Eichwolf, is he showing some weakness? Maybe McLovin is in front of the game. No boost, unfortunately. No boost and sufficient enough to make that in.
Or is it? Still, even with 0 boost at the end of that move, I think it was mostly McLovin. Yes, McLovin went for a boost and basically gifted Eichwolf all the possession, so Eichwolf didn't even need to get any of that extra boost.
Yeah, definitely. And but I was talking about mostly McLovin there having enough to make that in. But Eichwolf and McLovin, this is an interesting duel here. But right now, 3-goal deficit, as I say that. 14 seconds. So again, quick fire goals as we see this rapidly happening in 1v1s. And McLovin actually going up there, trying to save it, but doesn't really managed to save it there, but we see the next kickoff, and the ball goes into the blue side of the court.
Yeah, these guys are colliding quite a bit in the center because both of them are going for these quick ones. Perhaps a good way for McLovin to get something out of this game will be actually to sort of anticipating these kinds of kickoffs and perhaps faking them out, waiting for them, staying somewhere. But about that previous goal, I swear, I wish I had the precision that goal has. Top right corner, millimeters of the crossbar, but still in. And McLovin, as hard as he tried to save that, couldn't do so. And this time, again, I think he just he's left his opponent in a really favorable position, and Eichwolf won't miss chances like that.
Oh no, he won't. Oh no, he won't. Especially winning so many tournaments after. One after another, but 3-goal deficit, 2 minutes left, so 1 goal per minute. McLovin, that is due, but as I say that, it's actually a 4-goal. Oh, never mind, 18 seconds. Right after I said that, it makes it a 5-goal. Excuse me, my math.
A lot of them, yeah. This is not your usual 3-3 game where scores are so much closer. This is the one he wants, and McLovin is finding himself on the other end of that demolition. Yeah, after he did this to Tipsy, this time it's Eichwolf absolutely demolishing him. And with a save of his own, Ball's still in front of the net. But Eichwolf does win this one, brings this to a wall, but actually brings it down. He doesn't want to go for any aerials. We've seen him do his dribbling plays. We've seen him his lovely flick just to the side. Enough power to bring it over McLovin, but McLovin saw the gameplay, saw everything unfolding, and is now in front of Eichwolf's net, but Eichwolf is back there in time. Sure enough boost, I think, to go from one side to the other. Again, prefers some slower plays, prefers some calculated things. Oh boy, Eichwolf, you are just amazing.
Yes, talking about calculated things here. Coming in from the center, but hitting it off right into the goal. 48 seconds. Imagine, 48 seconds between those goals. So the distance getting longer and longer between the goals. So Eichwolf does actually almost make that second goal, as he kind of makes a little crossbar challenge there, but McLovin is actually in front of that, so he didn't make that. But Eichwolf does not let that ball hit past the midline.
I swear, everything that Eichwolf does is amazing. On that last play, it wasn't even a goal, it wasn't even a save. He was contesting McLovin. So he was jumping in anticipation of McLovin flicking him. He did jump, McLovin didn't flick. Eichwolf, with the help of some turning around and boosting, he actually gets back into the position to still be in the play. This is blowing my mind, really. So, I don't know, at this point, with that many shots and that many goals to be said, I think the camera should stay on Eichwolf at all times, so we just get a little bit of a workshop by him, a masterclass.
I mean, we must not neglect sportsmanship. This is for sportsmanship after all. So we must not neglect McLovin. As you see, he can still score goals. So there's that. McLovin is catching up there with a 3-2-8. 1 minute and 13 seconds after after that goal beforehand. So we must not neglect that. So camera can do what it wants really, but Eichwolf is being demoed there actually by McLovin. So McLovin does see a chance there, but does not make it in.
Oh, not fast enough by him, or perhaps again another show of sportsmanship. Eichwolf on the attack. Outplays McLovin, but can't get to the ball himself. Just a tad too quick for him. Off the wall for a bit of an aerial freestyle. Can't put it in. He tried to pinch it off the ground, but to no luck. Brings it back. Waits for McLovin. Bring the game to him. Actually, this one was a bit weird. I think at one point Eichwolf just gave up. He realized, well, I'm not in the right position. The goal is not behind me.
Yeah, he was kind of making mistakes there, but McLovin coming in from the center there, coming in as we see the next goal already. But the ESL Monthly League is still showing why he has that title and having 8-4. So 4 goal deficit there.
Right there. McLovin doesn't score any tags, but he is still a formidable opponent for Eichwolf. Not in this match though. 5 goals. Yes, he puts one in the end, but 8 seconds obviously isn't not enough time to score anything. But I think you'll find quite a big story in the stats. Pretty sure you would love to talk about this after this game ends. Or even at this point, I don't think we'll see anything but some extra goals, but the winner is definitely decided on this one. Eichwolf does go for a lot of these quick kickoffs, but is he expecting his opponent to touch the ball? I think he is. But this time he got actually out-bamboozled, or just bamboozled. Straight up.
Yeah, Eichwolf is definitely So Eichwolf, this first round goes to Eichwolf from the best of 5. So there's that, and the striker, and he earns that striker title. But if we see saves here, 5 saves versus 1 save for Eichwolf versus McLovin. Now that shows his strong defense of Eichwolf there, not letting a chance come by. Unfortunately, he did let 5 chances come by, but it's kind of a mistake there, I guess, to make it how would you call it, a strong position for Eichwolf. There we go.
Obviously, a strong one. He is 1-0 in the series. He still has 2 matches to go, and McLovin certainly won't be going down without a fight. See what the second match will bring, whether McLovin will repeat what Zust has done to Eichwolf, or whether Eichwolf will have enough power in him, enough strength, enough fuel and boost, and all those things that are in that little car of his. Beautiful Octane, actually. He doesn't play one of the newer cars. No, he goes for a true contested Octane. With some great. Actually, I don't think that's actually a custom decal, or is it? Some of your more fashion-oriented folks perhaps can tell exactly what it is. And McLovin actually is playing on the Octane as well. So take a note, perhaps. Or
yeah, both of them having a classic approach, rather. The Octanes, but of course heavily modified, I guess. But if any one of you wants to join in the conversation in the chat, what do you think is the decal that Eichwolf and McLevin are using, and how would you use that to your benefit? But Eichwolf definitely uses his DLC to his benefit. I know when you talk about decals using it to your benefit, maybe distracting the partners, but Eichwolf making the first goal already with 4 minutes 16 seconds left. So that's definitely a very strong start, but long start, but strong start.
And we've seen there McLovin reacting to the way that kickoff went. He was all expecting Eichwolf to just put it into the net, and he was ready in positions to block it. Instead, Eichwolf just lets it lead. McLovin flies straight out, but in the end, still, just the fact that there we go. Yes, Eichwolf just loses the ball just for a second. McLovin is right there to take it up.
And Eichwolf actually mentioning in the chat there, "You crazy?" And McLevin apologizes there with my bad, but yes, McLevin does make the tie, pulls this game to a tie with a 1-1. But McLevin does have slightly more shots there. But this game is a tie with 3 minutes 45. Now, as we see with all of the rounds, this is the second game, right? So there are always less quick-fire rounds, quick-fire goals, as we saw in the earlier versions of the so last round, and then earlier in the first round of the last matches. Apologies, I cannot talk today. But McLevin does make that other goal. 40 seconds between goals here. So talking about quick-fire rounds, this was one of them.
Well, they have still plenty of time to score in a couple of more. 12 goals. No, 13 goals, I think, was the highest we had. It was a 10-3 game that McLovin had against Dipsy. And these guys have started with the 8-5, so 12. I guess a bicycle kick out of that one, but I'm not sure exactly. Well, obviously he was trying to clear the ball. That's completely out of the question what exactly he was trying to do. McLovin tries to put it in the net. Eichwolf is there in time, but the follow-up, he can't save that one. So 3-1 to McLovin, and he is trying to bring this game to a tied series.
He does, and that's, well, that was a goal and a half. Eichwolf was there to defend, but McLovin did not relax. He went for it and made that goal, pulling it into a 3-1 with just 3 minutes left into the game.
Oh boy, he saves yet another one. Just for a moment there, it looked all but over for Eichwolf in the net. Instead, Eichwolf now decides not to go on the attack. He is a tad too low on boost. So he brings his back, grabs something, but this gives McLovin. I think he actually dropped it. I don't think that was planned. Obviously, every single play is calculated, but I don't think that was one of them. So this gives Eichwolf to show some of his dribbling skills. But against McLovin, yes, they don't really work often. Off the wall, starts up yet another attack, and leaves the ball in front of the net. Eichwolf, well, even your lowly silvers and bronzes, well, bronzes perhaps not so much, but even your silvers would score this one.
Yes, they would. It was quite an easy goal, to be fair, but Eichwolf is still behind, so he will have to push a bit more, but yes, he has some other matches to be able to push himself forward here. But yes, Eichwolf. Now, Eichwolf actually, never mind. Eichel folds this game into a tie as he scores the 3v3. Only 12 seconds. Imagine that. Only 12 seconds after the kickoff.
Almost 10 seconds goal. And where was it that I swear I've seen? I think that was some crazy game mode perhaps, but I've seen 3 seconds goal. But I think that those were just in a straight line from the kickoff after a complete whiff. The last one, just the fact that Eichel actually used McLovin unwillingly. Most certainly, McLovin to just score that into his own net, just give it a bit of a bump in the right direction, and almost scores himself again, as that touch just wasn't clear enough. Puts it high, tries to outbump McLovin, just what as we've seen Eichel do before, but again, Eichel misses.
Oh my god, yes, Eichel misses. And McLovin goes to the lead again. So, this, as we see, this is a tight race between McLovin and Eichel. That was kind of predicted here, but this kind of reminds me of the second round of our previous game. So, head to head, 3-3, 4-3, and well, actually now it's a 5-3. So never mind that. Head to head, we'll see. Will Eichel be able to score and secure himself well ahead, or will we have to see how Eichel performs in the next games if he was to succeed and kind of keep his win streak here?
Well, the one thing that is certain about the score in 1v1s, it's rare. Well, it's rarely a good idea to talk about it because it immediately changes. And just like that, even if we had to raise the point about the score changes immediately. Eichel puts himself within 1 goal of McLovin. Still needs 2 to at least bring it to a victory, which is obviously obvious. But let's see how many he can put in, because so far, no, actually he has brought himself to a bit of a different stat point. So far, he has been scoring with every single shot. Right now, he's just a tad behind. But he gets himself to a tie, and so McLovin will have to start getting a tad nervous, because previous one ended. In previous one, he scored 5 goals. In this one, he has scored 5 goals. So let's see how many Eichel will be able to score in the remaining minute and 20.
In remaining, yes. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. But remember, this is a best of 5. So even though Eichel may win this one, McLovin still has 3 more games to catch up. But saying that, McLovin actually makes this goal as he only like 12 seconds before that goal. So before the previous goal. So 1 minute and 16 seconds to finish off this game. So this is really intense. If we see goals happening left, right, and center. So this is no kidding. This is some serious grand finals right here. And as I say that, Eichel draws this game to a tie.
Well, I don't think McLovin had any business in conceding that one. He had 0 boost, but a double jump. Yeah, he tried to dodge on that second one. Instead, actually whiffs that one. It was straight at him. I was really surprised that Eichel didn't put it to the left corner, perhaps, but nope. That's there, and, well, Eichel certainly won't complain. That brings the game back to its tied state. And let's see if he can get on the end of that one. Obviously, he will. It's what was it? I forgot the right word, but never mind. Just car full of boost. Let's go with that one. The tank full of boost is what I was looking for. Thankfully, these guys give me some time, because no quick goals right now. But yep, you've seen quite a lot. That just basically shows how deadly the 1v1 game is. If the goals can happen every 12 seconds or so. It's just that the fact that if you're out of position, if your opponent knows what he's doing, then it will end badly for you. McLovin not in time to get back to this one. Eichel brings it to a lead, 7-6, 12 seconds to go. We've seen 12 seconds being enough to get a goal on, so the next kickoff will be crucial.
The next kickoff will be crucial. This one took almost a minute, but it's surprising if you look at the rest of the game. So it's interesting. It's just really interesting. McLovin does have to make that, but unfortunately the ball does go over to the wrong half of the court. Having said that, 3 seconds left, but unfortunately McLovin might make it in, hits it off the backboard, but only hits off the backboard, which is not efficient. Eichel takes the second uh, win here in the grand final of the Rewind Gaming 1v1 exclusives.
And we've seen Eichwolf actually win that last kickoff, but he decided to play it safe. He decided not to go for it. That gave McLovin that last chance on the attack. But unfortunately, he couldn't use that one, so GG's all around. Still, at least one more match to go. Eichwolf is up by 2, but he needs to win 3 to get that grand prize, $15. Everyone can win this every single time we have this tournament, every single Thursday at the same very time. So do follow us on Twitter. I believe it's Rewind RL. Do follow us on, or rather join us on Discord, where a lot of stuff is happening as well. Just look out. I do believe, yes, the links are all down bottom at the Twitch stream, so do check these out, and our YouTube channel as well, where you'll see the VODs of every single tournament. So for your pleasure, if you want to rewatch what Eichwolf and McLovin are doing, certainly I think I will be looking towards checking out some of these and implementing their style into my play. Or at least just asking Eichwolf. Eichwolf is constantly in the chat and Discord, so if you want to ask him something about his game, do join us.
Now, if we do look at the past round, what do you think? Will that awesome head-to-head fight out, which really is really classic for a 1v1 and really what we're looking for any 1v1 tournament? What would you say we see in this round? And I mean, hopefully McLovin has to make a play here. No?
Well, so far, again, I'm going with statistics since Eichwolf has won 2 of these matches. We're looking for quite a bit much more strong, and he is starting this one with a goal of his own. I do feel that in Eichwolf, despite some of these losses to Zust, and Zust was later on quite unhappy in the chat. He thought he played well. It's just that the fact that he was playing against Eichwolf just destroyed him quite a bit. Still, Eichwolf is playing again to his strengths here. He's playing against McLovin, so the exchanges between them are constant. But I do have to give it to, well, still Eichwolf. Even despite that goal by McLovin, I think Eichwolf in the end just has that special extra something over McLovin and everyone else in this tournament.
Well, I mean, so right now we see it close to the tie. So McLovin definitely we see some plays. 4 minutes and 4 minutes and 15 seconds left. So this is tight. This is really tight. Who will advance? Will this go into a game into a game 4 or not? So this is very interesting. As I say that though, Eichwolf makes a lead after 18 seconds. So as I said, very interesting. And again, we don't see the tension lose. Head to head, one goal after another.
And I see McLovin complaining in the chat about bumps, and I've seen Eichwolf missing quite a lot with his. Still, the physical play and the demolitions, these guys perhaps are not using them all the time, but still, this is a part of the game. You have to use it, especially in 1v1s, because this can put you in such great positions. This time, whoa, that's actually... McLovin almost looked like it has been pulled by a magnetic force towards Eichwolf. That makes him completely miss that ball, so Eichwolf just speeds an easy touch into the net. McLovin wins this one and will quickly respond, but Eichwolf actually almost has enough time. Just gives a little bit of a tap on McLovin and goes back. But I think in the end, both of these guys can do these quick kickoffs. We've seen him again and again win these. Again, these quick goals have been coming off of these ones. But
yes.
I do feel that in the end, Eichwolf's dribbling plays and Eichwolf's flicks will be the decisive factor. I think that will win in the whole series.
Eichwolf, so kickoffs they both have in play. Eichwolf has these other strategic placements, including dribbling and including just knowing what to do, when to do back flip, when to do a roll forwards, when to push forwards, when to look for boost, when not to look for boost. And even if we look at Eichwolf's camera, we see he knows exactly when to switch to ball cam and when not to. So it's always a change. So he's just that much better, and that just a little bit much better in terms of strategic placement, which gets him goals like these, where McLevin was, I don't even know what he was doing. He was way out of the net. So 49 seconds for this goal to happen.
Well, McLevin was just trying to contest that one. Oh, God, as he does a quick flickering of the camera. I'm not exactly sure why some of these players do that, just switching back and forth between the front view and the rear view. Perhaps gets him into the mood or something. But yeah, McLevin, he has some of these aggressive plays. We've seen him again, even against Eichel, just try and play so aggressively, just straight in the face, trying to steal the balls right on top of the setup that the other player is trying to get. Will he be able to put this one in? No, hits the post, needs to return quickly. Eichel will be getting a lot of speed from this one. Doesn't flick it forward, so actually, I think you could be able to get a little more power onto this one and put it out of reach for McLevin. Doesn't matter in the end, and as he does put it, just waits for that bounce, a quick drift, and there we go, straight in the positions to put that in.
Now Eichel really showing his name and really showing that he has a name in the scene with 3 goals ahead and just below half of this game left. So should Eichel succeed in just making goals one after another, which we don't see with McLevin just making goals 12 seconds afterwards, should Eichel succeed, he shall win. He shall not break his win streak. But if McLevin wins his streak, wins this tournament, we see a change of events here. McLevin, a very, very strong player, is not able to usually not able to face anyone else. But Eichwolf, if he manages to win against the magical Eichwolf, with a two right now they have a 2-goal deficit, but that will certainly change. What do you think?
That certainly will change to a 3-goal deficit, just like that. But yep, the possibilities are there. McLevin can get those 3 goals, but something is not working for him. On one hand, obviously it's Eichwolf, and not that many people can say proudly that they have won a game against Eichwolf. Usually in the chat you see stories of how Eichwolf has defeated them by 10 goals or something. So playing against Eichwolf is a treat, but mostly a treat for Eichwolf himself. I don't think you get from this are the stories about how terrible it was to play against him. And just in that sense that he completely destroys everyone. Still, McLevin doesn't seem to be slightly bit flustered about this one. He can score on Eichwolf just like Eichwolf can score on him. So 2-goal, back to 2-goal deficit. Plenty of time for him to get back into this one. Still, I favor Eichwolf, and I do think that this will most likely will end in a 3-0 series for him.
You say most likely. McLevin just scored a goal, right? They still have 1 minute and 30 seconds. So it's possible. It is possible. And this is especially because these are rugby league 1v1s. And as I say that, McLevin does catch up, and now they only have. So this all of a sudden went from a 4-goal deficit to a 1-goal deficit. 1 minute and 22 seconds left. Who would have expected this?
Well, we certainly were expecting this, but the fact is that this amount of time obviously is good for McLevin to just get those goals in, but the same amount of time is for Eichel to score some of those goals back. So I would say that in the end, still I'm cheering for Eichel just because I know his skills. I've seen him before, and I know that he likes to win these. He absolutely likes to win this, but not like this. McLevin sneaks one right underneath Eichel.
Oh my god. I even heard some feedback there from our other members of Rewind Gaming. So that was an impressive goal. Coming in through the center, underneath Eichel. That is, I mean, impressive. And this game just turned around so 7-6, 51 seconds left. So McLevin this takes McLevin into the lead. Such a turn of events. So we say Eichel may result in a 3-0 win for Eichel, but who knows? This just turned around really, really quickly.
Whoa, and this can't be right. It almost feels like 3 goals in 30 seconds. which I don't think is that true, but McLovin brings that 2-goal deficit to a 1-goal lead, or just back to a tie. There we go, Eichhoff completely destroyed my point that I was making. Thank you. But yeah, we still yet again, McLovin wins that completely. He tried to put some power on that shot, it seems. Just off the wall, but instead, sad miss for him, and that makes it a tied game, 14 goals. I think at this point, this is the highest scoring game of the tournament.
Oh, yes, it is. 14 goals, yes. I think the highest was, what, 19? 10 goals? Yes, never mind. 15. 8-7. 30 seconds left. McLevin, do not disappoint anyone of your fans or anyone in the Rocket League community. But Eichhoff, there's no comment left for him, really. As he does not risk to break his win streak. This is really looking good for the ESL Monthly Elite, as this was almost a goal, hitting the goal post.
How on earth? That went, well, badly for Eichel. Thankfully, he is still in the lead. And I'm pretty sure there's at least one fan of Eichhoff in the chat. I'm not sure how many are cheering for McLovin. But Eichhoff, this is the chance for him. If he puts this in, this is decided. 6 seconds. Certainly not enough for McLovin to bring this back to a tied game. Which does not only mean that Eichhoff gets a win in yet another 1v1 tournament. Shows that, at least in Rewind Gaming tournaments, he is the strongest one. Even though McLovin has put on quite a show. Boy, it was 16 goals. That is crazy. These guys love scoring upon each other.
I mean, it may be crazy, but it may not be crazy considering it's 1v1. But that being said, 9-7 being the final score, Eichhoff takes the win, takes home the $15 of this Rewind Gaming exclusive 1v1 tournament on this lovely Thursday evening. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yep, this has been quite a tournament, and don't forget, every single week on Thursdays you can participate as well. Exclusive tournaments are limited to 32 players, so you need to get in quickly, or else you won't get a spot. And we have been pulling all these 32 members every single week, so do get in fast and do get in early. But there's also a 3v3 tournament every Saturday. I think later than this, but do check times in Twitter and Discord. There's a 3v3 tournament. You can participate in that as well. Just bring your 2 friends and join us. There's a chance to win, I do believe, $30 for the first place and $15 for second place. So even if you don't get a win in the grand finals, you'll still run away with at least $5 for each of your team members. So that's also great. So, Julius, so what do you think of a tournament? Any last words? Although that sounds as if you're going to die right now. So, anything you want to mention?
Let's just say we had some really, really great fights here. Classic 1v1s to a typical Eichhoff win streak to McLevin and what was his name? I can't
His
remember.
opponent, Tipsy?
Yes, there we go, Tipsy. So I mean, there's always that I mean, classic 1v1. 1v1s really, for me personally, have a really great impact on how they're being played and on the action, purely because quick fire goals are always happening. But and apart from that, I really think not only 1v1s are awesome, also 3v3s are awesome, which we have on every Friday, 7 p.m. BST. Stay tuned for that on any Rocket League community, really. And make sure to join our Discord using the links down below in the stream, or follow us on Twitter. Also, Rewind RL, or in the link down in the description of the stream.
Great. So, I think it's time for us to wrap this up. Eichhoff is actually sending his commiserations to his opponent, McLovin. McLovin says the no, that was really bad, so you deserve to win. So, again, these guys have played against each other for a long, long time. And it's nice to see them in the grand finals once again. But it's only time for me to say goodbye. I've been JarJam. You can find me on Twitter, JarXJam, one word. I'm pretty sure you can find my colleague, Julius, somewhere as well. But if not on Twitter, then on Discord, certainly. So join us there for some lovely, lovely chats. And we'll see you on Saturday. See you soon.